Alright, here we go, guys. How you doing? I'm going to make a video for the build vid and the programming and the setup of the Cularis by Multiplex Airplanes. And a buddy of mine asked me if I would do it, so here we go. I'm going to do it for him, and never done really a build video, but so here we go with the build video. The Cularis, it's one big glider made out of a elaper, and so the wing basically is pretty straightforward. It's just a little laborious as far as all the super glue you have to do. This kit requires a lot of super glue. Anyway, you just starting off here with the wing. First thing I did was I laid in my servos. I have some pictures of them. That I showed you earlier, and I laid in all my wires. I put in 2 extensions for the flaps and the ailerons, and I just double-sided taped those on first, and I made sure all my servos were working properly in the right direction before I glued down anything. Otherwise, don't know how you would do it. You'd have to gut it, cut open the foam, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, you lay down your servos right first, and you make sure they're all going the same direction, and then you glue down the servos, and you tuck in your wires. Maybe put a couple pieces of tape on there. I used some double-sided tape to lay in the channels that stick the wires down. You know, it just holds them in there just enough to you know, keep them in neat. So then after that, you get your 2 carbon fiber rods. There's actually 4 carbon rods in here. There's one thick one that goes from here to here, and then one thinner one that slides inside of that tube, going like from here to here. And you don't want to glue those 2 together if you don't have those tubes exactly where they fit in their channels. They have an exact fit that fits in the channels. So I tried that. I had to cut one short because I only got that much into the larger carbon fiber rod. So once you get those all laid out, you also have to stuff these wood dowels. Stuff the wood dowels inside of there and glue the wood dowels inside your carbon fiber rods. And make sure that you have 23 millimeters right here, going from the the flat spot here to the end. 23 millimeters. So then you glue those down. You get those in. So then what's next? Let me see. So then I worked on this joiner piece here. And as you can see, this is the end cap, the wing root here. It's plastic. And you have to get these are your aileron plug-in servos. You know, you have to get these glued in exactly right, or else your connection fit won't go right. So what I did was I just got my joiner here. Grab the other wing here. This wing joiner here. Right there. You can see that. This piece, it comes off like this. It's supposed to slide out easily, but I think it's pretty tight in there. There it is. Yeah. So let me move closer to the camera so I can explain the wing joiner thing. Let me see here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this is the wing joiner right here. You have to glue in your aileron servos right there. And a bad lighting, I don't know. So I glued in these pieces first. I glued in the female side into here first. Right here. It's hard. Alright. So what you do is you glue these in here. It's hard for me to see this. Yeah, you glue these in here. These are your female leads. Your female leads right here. And then I took this before it was glued in, this wing joiner half, stuck it flush against there, and this is the way I recommend to do this. You shove this piece into your wing joiner, and then you find out the exact measurement where this piece sticks out, and you mark it. Because I tried gluing it. If you try gluing these when it's in here, it will you'll glue it in there. You'll never get it apart. So you have to very carefully glue these in there. Once you mark it, once you get your marks, and then after that, then you take that piece, test fit it in there, make sure that it slides in there and mates up just right. You can see that. So I'll just slide it in so you can see. Position the camera. So it just slides in and locks. Yeah, that's all the way in. Alright. So that's kind of a tedious process. You got to get them lined up just right. And yeah. So then once you get that all in there, so I glued in that wing joiner prior to gluing in my panel, this panel right here. I glued the wing root, the piece that stays in your wing, glued that in prior to gluing the foam covers in. That way I could see that everything was matching up and that it would set in there just right. I like to make sure that I could see that the stuff glues right and that it goes in properly. Alright, so then what did I do? So then made sure all my wires were laid flush in here, and then I just glued this top panel over everything, glued it down, and that's I'd recommend using a fan because there's a lot of CA fumes going in there, and there's a lot of CA too, so I was choking, coughing last night as I was doing this, and so there it is. There's the wing with my servos. You glue in your control horns. That's no big deal. And just make sure everything's screwed in. Your servo screw before you put in the foam cover. And then away you go. So then once I was done with that, then you glue in these little tabs right here, plastic tabs that. See, that's your quick release of your wing right there. You glue these tabs in, and also you glue in your wingtip right here. It just slides right in there once you cut the foam off. Yeah, you glue it in. Well, then, all right. So I'm gonna go plug this wing back in, and show you how I did the setup. This is a big wing here. Tell you what, they're big. Let me plug this in. It's nice once you get it all together, but getting it there is a little bit of work. And it fits right in there. There you have it. Whoa. There you have it. The wing joiner already there. So the next step is going to be to glue that joiner into the frame, and I'm going to give you a short rundown on how I can spin this wing around in here. Alright, so here it is, it's all plugged in. I've got my 9-channel JR receiver here. 9-channel JR receiver. Make sure you can see that. I'm going to go over it. Now I'm going to go over the programming of the radio and how I achieved the crow braking. These middle ones flaps are going to go down. These ailerons are going to go up like spoilerons, and it's going to be crow braking. Okay, so first you go in. This is my new JR I got for my birthday. So you go into your main menu, and then you're going to go to type select. I got type is it's an acro, And because glider is used for a non-motor glider in this radio. So then I go into my device select, and I selected, this is for all my devices. I'm using my auxiliary 2 and 3 for my 2 flaps inside. The only thing I had to do was reverse one of the servos in my radio. All my trims are active. All my switches are active. The ones that I'm using, going to be this is for my flaps, and that's going to be my flight mode switch for my flaps, and then I'm going to use my aux 2 for my spoiler runs. I'm going to make them go up. Alright. So then you go back to your wing type. My wing type is going to be flapper on. I'm using a flapper on setting, which allows me to individually control each aileron on each side, okay? And that's what my aux 2 is going to allow me to do. Alright, so then we go back to our reverse switches. You just have to reverse one of your servos is all I had to do. Check your travel adjustment and your sub trims. That's it. So I'm going to plug her in now. Show you what we get. Alright, so now we're active. Anyways, here goes my flaps. My flaps go down. And we got my spoiler runs. So flaps down. And spoiler rounds up. There we go. Got full deflection on my flaps. And that's basically it for the crow braking. So if you want to, there goes your crow braking right there. 2 switches, crow braking. You know, I want to be able to utilize just my flaps too. I don't know if I'm always going to be using these spoiler runs. I've never used them before. I'm going to try them and see if it really slows the model down. But supposedly, yeah, it's for coming in for landing, I guess. Or if you know of any other reason for spoiler runs, I don't know. But I'm going to try it. So there it is. That's your function of the crow braking and part 1 of the Cularis build and setup. So stay tuned for our next part. I'm going to be gluing in the control snakes right here. What I'm going to do too, I'll tell you in the next video what I'm going to do with these. But gluing the control snakes, gluing the wing joiner thing here, and a lot more gluing to go. But that's about it for now. Stay tuned for the next installment of the Cularis build. Alright, here we go. Thanks for watching. Bye.